everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Collection Comic of the Week. Here in the month of March, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I have picked out 4 different books that tell 2 different stories. I picked out books that bleed into the other, that I have both parts of, and one week I'll do the first part of one book and the second part of the next, and then third week we'll do parts 1 and 2 of the next story arc for a few books that I collected throughout my childhood and was lucky enough to be able to get both parts 1 and 2 when I picked them up from wherever I picked them up from. And the book, and I guess subsequently the story arc that I have chosen for this month, or to kick off this month I should say, is Justice League Europe number 43. Now, with the Captain America book that I did to close out the month of February, I pretty much said I bought books from a flea market, and there's a bunch of comic books, and I did not know, and still really don't know, a whole hell of a lot about Justice League Europe, but I remember there were, they had 3 or 4 different Justice League Europe books that I picked up from that flea market, and 2 of them were either the second part or one and dones that had a conclusion, and then I have parts 1 and parts 2 of this series, and I picked it up basically because I'm like, okay, that guy looks like the Penguin, or I think he's the Penguin, or I don't know. We're just going to call him Penguin for the sake of this episode, and if it's not the Penguin, well, I'm sorry. But, I mean, it was there, it had the second part for a conclusion. There's Green Lantern, there's Flash. I mean, I have some familiarity with a few things, and maybe throughout the course of reading it, I can pick up and learn some new characters, or learn what Justice League Europe is, or anything. Because, like I said, even though I had access to the internet at that time, I really didn't know the ins and outs of how to really search for anything, and I just go on Ask Jeeves or Google, and I'd get 1,000 things and end up more confused. So I was just kind of hoping I would learn characters and be able to research the characters, and who knows. But yeah, I went back and reread this before I started recording, and I remember why I didn't hunt down much more Justice League Europe at the time. I still don't fully understand the concept, and it just is what it is. It was the 90s. But I'm not going to completely crap all over this idea or everything about this book, but this is just another one of those that it kind of was what it was. So let's check it out. So yeah, I was just basically sold on the cover of this. It's like, there's Aquaman, there's Flash, there's Green Lantern, there's the Penguin. So it was in a box at a flea market, and they had a few of the issues in a row, and they all kind of either led into one another or had conclusions. So I picked them up. And we'll go ahead and open this up, and there is a cow talking about Final Fantasy. I feel like that's important to mention. So they're on a lot of this is based around gambling and luck. Like, the story is, it's gambling is a big theme throughout this entire issue. And round and round and round it goes. Yeah, it's kind of clever, but a little hard to read, maybe. I'm kind of gonna be honest, I'm just not really, I don't know what led to the Justice League Europe being, a thing at the time. Like, I don't know, like, what the concept was, why you have the members that you do in this super team, or anything of that nature. I bought it because I went, oh, hey, look, there's some things I know, and there's some conclusions, and maybe I'll like it. And naively, maybe this will be worth something someday. See Power Girl there. So, Yeah, really. Even going back and rereading this, I can't I kind of understand maybe that much better. What's going on with this story? Than I did reading this at age 11, 12 years old, but I'm still not an expert at it. And we see in the casino we have some kind of flood. This casino on the dock, and there's Penguin, and shrieking up a castle. Is a cool splash page there, though. That looks really cool, and how GL's just kind of giving them the platform to fly with him. But yeah, nonetheless. And there's a message from Evander Holyfield. Sweat's gonna fly and blood's gonna flow, because this is no 2-bit sports simulation. This is Evander Holyfield's real deal boxing. So, yeah. I've played this before. Friend's house, they had this game. I was an Evander Holyfield fan. I know you kind of either had to be Tyson or Holyfield, and while they're both from the greatest of all time, and Tyson's obviously got the charisma and the pedigree to back it up. Way too many people sleep on Evander. He's just kind of this this silent champion. So, but enough about boxing. We'll continue on with the Justice League episode, or issue rather, and Hammerlock. And wonder if it has anything to do with wrestling. I doubt it. Anyway. Keep reading this. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the story here, but again, it's just it's more 90s storytelling, and I hate this guy so much. At least up until the New 52, I despise Guy Gardner with the fiery intensity of 1,000 Suns. I came around to him with what Peter Tomasi wrote on him in Green Lantern Corps when the New 52 came around, but yeah. I bought some of his books at the similar flea markets and thrift stores and whatnot, and I hated him. I gave the books to my younger cousin, and I'm not in the mood to get them back. I hate him. That's more stuff. Other than the flood, the one thing I really did notice is there wasn't really a whole hell of a lot of action in this issue, and that's something that I'm fairly certain annoyed me when I first got this book as a kid, because I didn't mind good stories in. There were stories that even, like I said, at the ages of 11, 12 years old, I liked the dialogue, and I could feel that, this was a really deep emotional story, and we'll get some of those books later, but, this did not hit me on that level, nor was there a whole heck of a lot of fun action, at least in this issue, so I'm kind of what the hell? And we see this. And see an advertisement. American Heart Association. And even in the 90s, they're still doing Muscles in 7 Days Carney ads there. But, yep, there we see. To be continued next month with a little luck. And that's the end of the issue. Letters to the editor. And now George Foreman knockouts. So I got two different, that one's for the Genesis, this one's for the Nintendo 64, I guess. They felt that boxing was really big for comic readers at that time, and Batman Returns, the Tiger Electronics game on the back, and that was Justice League Europe, issue 43. So, like I said, it is kind of just what it is. Not really the best book for anything. It came out. That's about the only thing I can say about it. It exists. I didn't learn through reading this back in 2001 or here in 2021 anything more about what Justice League Europe was or what the Justice League was doing as a whole in comic books at that time. I just know that there was some characters I was familiar with, and that was that. And, you know, have this beginning here. I have a conclusion coming later, and, well, we'll see if the conclusion adds any more merit to it. But, yeah, tune in next week, and we'll check out the second part to this, do you want to call it an adventure, this Justice League Europe adventure. But, also, if you also own this book, or own more Justice League Europe books, let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share, subscribe for more content, not just from the world of comic books, but from the world of pro wrestling, gaming, anime, and all things geek culture. Follow me on my social media pages, facebook.com/athleticgeek89, Twitter @athletic_geek89, Instagram @athleticgeek89, and if you'd like to help improve this channel financially, hit me up on Patreon. That's patreon.com/athleticgeek89. And that, I'm out. Y'all be cool.